Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for welcoming me in Tel Aviv, beautiful country, beautiful weather for sure, and thanks very much for the opportunity to speak, Irene. I really appreciate being here. Colleagues, just in few words, the reason why I'm speaking in this session is because for a number of years I'm leading the consultancy which inter alia is providing pharmacovigilance services. And as you can see, there's a number of other competencies within my company, which are regulatory affairs, GMP consulting, and in time we have also started representing a number of companies for reselling their solutions, specifically for pharmaceutical industry. And given our people, our values, and for sure I have been successful only due to my people and my team, we have come up with an idea to help pharmacovigilance professionals to make their life more efficient, to invest their time into actually intelligent work rather than mechanical work. And so this idea came around the mandatory legislation, which is telling us that we need to search for signals and possible ADRs in local literature. So, colleagues, local literature is a non-indexed literature, as I'm sure that most of you know, and this is very region and country specific. It is also language specific, and it represents a lot of manual labor for companies. So unlike indexed literature, local literature searching is for sure manual. Now, living in a 21st century, and also us as a consultancy performing outsourced services for quite a number of clients, we have been searching these journals day and night. And the cost of labor in pharmacovigilance is quite high. Besides, it's a quite error-prone kind of job because people get tired. So you cannot guarantee that somebody is not going to miss out on the keyword, as we call it, for example, if you search for the aspirin. So for sure, you do need resources to do that. For sure, it's very labor intensive and it's mandatory. It is being actually checked during the inspections, during audits. And so this is how we started to think, well, is there any way to reduce such costs inside our company only for performing this kind of services to our clients? And we started searching Google. We did not find anything. We could find Embase for indexed literature. We could find some tools, but for sure nothing for local literature. And we started counting and accounting the cost, and we realized that for sure you need a person who is skilled to do that, or a number of people. You for sure need to subscribe to those local journals in order to have access to them, or otherwise you still need to outsource this kind of job to a company or a consultant who can do this job for you, as well as account for translation of articles, which quite often is also a burden. Besides, we have also studied the indirect costs associated with local literature searching, and we understood that apart from actually needing to train people, to monitor people, performing auditing and inspections, consolidating reports, and then centralizing information, so there's lots and lots of indirect costs which again lead to all this procedure being highly inefficient. Well, being in the 21st century, we said there is a problem, let's solve it. And the solution to that was Prudenta. We decided to make the local literature search process automated with artificial intelligence components. And basically, if we simplify this, we have decided to make a database of all local literature journals, which would be searchable, which would be PV-oriented, intuitive, and so which would be resolving the pain of us as pharmacovigilance specialists, making this task digitalized. So automation was the answer. And the answer is Prudenta. This is the solution that we're today representing for you. We're here to tell you about it. We have a small booth just at the very front, at the entrance. And basically, as a database, as a user, you would be able to actually search under the keywords, under the specific drugs or molecules, specific things that you want to find, and this would be in English language because the database recognizes multilingual searching. So even if you search in English, you would actually be able to, for example, retrieve data from Latvian journals or from Israeli journals, etc. So the way Prudenta works, it is for sure not just a database, it also has a number of artificial intelligence components. In time, it is able to learn what is a significant and non-significant possible ADR. In time, it is also able to predict, for example, unusual patterns by knowing which is a usual kind of expected adverse reaction for the drug and which is not. And it would be able to alarm the user to look into something more carefully. Besides, the whole searching process is completely centralized, so you could get all the results sitting in your Paris office or in your Tel Aviv office. You certainly don't need to go to one of the countries where you're searching for. So our mission was to reduce human error, to have a validated workflow process, as well as to have instant access to local literature data for pharmacovigilance literature searching. And so we have achieved it. We have already launched and pre-launched the product in Europe, in DIA. We're doing the launch in America, and we are already testing with 2 large pharma clients with fabulous results. So the product will be available, completely validated to our clients in the early July of this year. Colleagues, I would be happy to answer any questions because I know that you're all probably waiting to have your afternoon break and coffee. But once again, to reiterate, Prudenta centralizes, automates, cuts costs, and reduces your risk in pharmacovigilance literature searching. So I'll be happy to answer any of your questions while I'm just going to let some video shots of Prudenta being shown to you. And if not, then I'll say thank you very much for your attention.